Okay, I'm joined by a bunch of people, actually. Even though the screen says Lisa, it's not. Introduce yourself, sir. What is your name? And then I'll just go around and introduce everybody who's going to be on camera. Who are you?
My name is Jeff Kruth, and I'm the uncle of Allie Pilarski, one of the girls.
Okay, and then who else do we have with us here?
I am Naomi. I'm a family friend of the Cruz family.
I
Okay.
am Lisa Cruz, Jeff's wife, and I am also Allie Pilarski's aunt.
Okay.
And I'm Lauren Davidson, and Gabby's my daughter.
Okay, hello. And I guess
Hi.
I don't know, and you can pick whoever wants to talk when I ask the question. Um, so there's two girls, and I know it's tough to talk about. It's tough for me to talk about, but this has been going on so much in this country, in this state. Bullying is ridiculous. Two girls are in the hospital from attempted suicide.
Yes.
So, what are they? Give me a detail. Are they both friends, or what exactly happened? If you're able to talk a little bit about it.
Yes. I mean, they're both best friends. They've known each other, going through school and stuff. I mean, and they're really close.
Okay. So, had there been, and this is the Lapeer, the middle school, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Roland Warner. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Roland Warner Middle School. Had there been like bullying over the years, or is it something new?
No, I mean it's been happening for a while. Like it was 3 months ago, we had a ordeal with Allie. And we had went into the school and talked about it, and she said it started to get a little bit better. She joined the cheerleading squad, and it had stopped while she was on the cheerleading squad. But as soon as cheerleading was done, it picked up, and she said it picked up 10 times worse than it ever was before.
Wow. And was it both of them they were going after?
Yes,
Okay. Did the school do anything, or did the school know that it was like happening?
yes, the school did know. We went in one time and was talking to him, and uh, he looked at us and said, "You do know where we live, right?" And I'm thinking to myself, what does that mean? I grew up in Lapeer County, and
Yeah.
we've never had a problem like that. Usually, the schools are pretty good at it until the past couple years.
What was that, the principal, or who was it?
Yes, that was the principal, Mr. Stevens.
Okay. What did he mean by that? Any idea?
I have no idea. He didn't answer when I looked at him and said, "What does that mean?" He had no answers. He just said, "You
Okay.
know where we live."
Okay. So, did any of you other in the car, did you also, and any of you talk to the schools, or her mom, right, is there as well? Did she
Yes,
talk?
Gabby's mom went into the school too.
Okay, and she's there, right?
Yes.
Can she hear me?
Yep, here she is.
Okay, so you went into the school before and saying, "Hey, there was bullying. Something needs to be done," right?
Absolutely. It started last year for her, and I went into the school after she got racially slurred more than one time, and the school never even called me. I didn't get a call. One of the incidences happened on the bus garage, or the school didn't call me for that either. I had to go up there because my daughter actually told on herself because the second time she punched the kid in his mouth, and I mean, as wrong as that was, she didn't get punished for that either. Like it was like they were trying to not punish my kid, and one of the kids got suspended, not the other one. The first one they didn't do anything about, but the one on the bus, they ended up suspending that kid. But I told him, I said, you should have got her in trouble too, because she put her hands on somebody, and you shouldn't do that either. You know, I'm not trying to blame anybody. I'm just trying to get a process so this doesn't happen to anybody else. Like, if you it's if you bully somebody, you get a couple days off of school. If you do it again, maybe you should find a new school district, some sort of policy, so other kids don't get bullied around just because of their race or their gender or whatever, being gay or straight. I just, because they're ruthless. Kids are ruthless, man.
Yeah, and it's a problem. I talk to so many parents that it is a lot of people pull their kids out of school because it's so bad. And I hear this isn't
That's what
isolated.
we're at.
The bullying goes on at a lot of schools, I hear.
Yeah, it's everywhere, and it's just, I don't understand. It doesn't cost anything to be nice, you
No.
know?
So let me ask you, and so what happened? The two girls, were they together when this happened?
No, they were both
Attempted
at
suicide.
home. Yeah, they were both at home and they were messaging each other over Discord. Like my daughter started throwing up and I said, it was something you ate? Or, I thought she had food poisoning, or my neighbor had recently had a 24-hour bug. It was gone the next day. So I said, why don't you go lay down? And if you still feel bad in the morning, we'll take you to the doctor. And she likes listening to white noise music while to help her fall asleep. So I let her have her computer. On a regular night, I wouldn't, because it would be a school night, but I let her because she didn't feel good. And then they started messaging each other, and it went from there, counting down. And it's disheartening as a parent to see your kid feel like that's their way out. And people might not think that taking a bunch of Tylenol can mess with you, but it did. And it messed up both of their livers. And it's just sad. And I don't want to see anybody else go through that, or their parents have to go through that, because it hurts.
I don't know, whoever wants to speak on this, how are they doing? Like what's their condition? How are they now?
My daughter, they both got medically cleared, and they're in one of them, they're in separate mental facilities to try to help them make better decisions moving forward. And just know that they're worth it and we love them, and this isn't the way.
And you're not, and you need to know, you're not the only ones that have been through this. It was about a month ago, a parent, I did a story on a parent in Grand Rapids, same thing, but the girl recently passed away. It was bullying.
Sad.
It's horrible. So any one of you want to talk about this? I'm 49 years old. When I was a kid, it didn't seem like, well, now you have the internet, you have all this other stuff. It seems more intense now. What's going on?
It doesn't stop when they come home. They have the internet now.
Right.
It doesn't stop when they come home.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Did it with them, with those two, the two girls, did it go over internet and social media and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, there was messages from other kids, back and forth, fat shaming the girls, because, they're different. I mean, they're part of the LGBTQ, community. And I mean, I just don't understand it, how some people can be so mean, other than, it's put in effect, parents are afraid to punish their children.
Yeah, that's a big thing. The parents, I know we'll talk about the school, but if I find out my kids are bullying someone, I'm going to sit my kids down, and I don't want to say whoop their behind, but that's what my dad would have done back in the day. But the parents need to be responsible too, right?
Yes, and it starts at home. Like I said, in the state of Michigan, I mean, the schools are teaching our kids, if we yell at them the wrong way, or if we get onto them, or we take something, we're neglecting them, and it's child abuse, which is not the case. It wasn't that way when we grew up. And like I said, I'm 47 years old too. It wasn't like that when we grew up. We were, scared to get punished. These kids have no punishment whatsoever, because the parents are fit to be tied, because every time they do, the kids, we're calling 911, CPS, it's just a big old process. And I mean, a lot of that has to do with the state of Michigan, their guidelines and stuff on what punishment is. These kids, they do something wrong, and it's just a big old slap on the wrist. They're back and doing the same thing tomorrow.
That's sad.
And I just don't understand.
I hope the parents should want to raise kids that are respectful to others, but I've met some parents that are just as bad. They get it, the kids get it from the parents, because some of the parents are idiots as well.
Right.
And you probably know people like that as well.
Too many. Too many.
Yeah. So what so what's going on with the school? And all of you can pass the phone around, whoever you want to talk. Have they? I mean, I would feel horrible if I was the principal or all the kids. I'd feel horrible. Are they helping you? Are they? What are they doing? Anything?
Well,
The school itself has not reached out and apologized.
yeah, the school itself hasn't even reached out and apologized yet to the kids. I mean, we haven't heard anything from the principal or the teachers at Roland Warner. I did talk to the superintendent, and when we brought it to his attention that it was this bad, and to be honest, he actually busted down into tears. And you can tell when somebody is sincere or playing. And he was sincere. He knew there was a little bit, like there was a couple things last year that went on and stuff like that, but he had no idea that it was that bad at Roland Warner because
Wow,
nobody is communicating with them.
Lisa, let me see you. Hand the phone over to Lisa. So I don't. You look younger, but when you went to school and when I went to school, and nowadays kids don't know what affects people. Like we're ever since COVID, mental health is horrible. Kids, what would you say to other kids watching this? You don't know what one thing you say to a kid that could trigger them into something.
Words have power.
They hurt.
They hurt. Words hurt. And, a lot of people say sticks and stones may break my bones. Yeah, absolutely. But that just takes it and it squeezes in your head and squeezes and until you explode.
And every day that you told the same thing, it's put it in your
And every time you're told the same thing over and over and over again, that sticks with you. You start believing it.
Wow, is her mother still there? Where's she at?
Yep. Oh yeah, we're all here.
Okay, she's still there. Yeah, I think people don't understand that everyone's different, and you say the wrong thing to someone, and the way the mental health is nowadays, that could do something to someone. What's the message to all these kids out there?
It's something to be nice. See in the hallway who dropped his book to pick it. You stop and help him. Don't kick his stuff down the hallway. It doesn't cost anything to be nice to somebody. My dad always told us, you live your life by the golden rule. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and that is just what it is. It sounds cliche, but I mean, if I dropped all my stuff, I'd want somebody to help me, and there's no need to hurt people for what? For what?
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
Has the school or the kids who did this, have they reached out to you and said, I'm so sorry?
One of the vice president, or what do they call it, principal of the school, called me after the Lapeer Tribune posted a article that said that they still had not reached out. And I didn't know it was her, and she left a voicemail, but it was a pretty blanket statement. There's no, I'm going to try to help you, get a policy, but it was just
that's wrong then, because she's only doing it because it was in the newspaper. It sounds
exactly.
like.
Yeah,
So
until they got.
did they know before it was in the newspaper and everything? Did they know what happened? I mean, they knew that the two girls tried to take their life.
Yeah, this is the third time, not third time my daughter tried to commit suicide, but that I brought awareness to their school about, them bullying kids. And I went there the day after it happened, and I told them what happened, and it was not the nicest conversation, to say the least, because they just try to make it seem like it's your fault or they can't do anything. And, it's just like they're trying to take the blame off of themselves, but I'm not trying to blame them either. I just want somebody to help me make a policy, like it's crazy.
What how's your dog? How are they both doing? Are they physically? Are they okay with their their heart, their lungs, their body?
Their liver is. We're still waiting for a couple test results. I know I am.
We are too.
Yeah, they are too. So, but they were given some medicine that's supposed to counteract the enzymes your liver, builds while it's trying to fight off the extra acetaminophen. So,
okay.
Yeah. So
last thing, I want to ask every single one of you, what something needs to change, because this keeps happening a lot more, and what needs to change? Now I understand why lots of parents are taking their kids out of school, Some can't
Yeah.
do it though. It's not easy. It's not easy to homeschool your kids. What would you tell the schools? What do they need to do? Because it sounds like something needs to be done.
I just need somebody to help me make a policy, you know. So if you're a bully and you're a known one, that you have, you know,
There's
consequences to your actions. If I'm an adult, if I did that to somebody, I get charges pressed on me. Nobody can do that and say that I can't, my kid can't do that for herself. So I have to do something. And I know these people feel the same way.
Should it be a crime?
I mean,
At a certain
to a certain
extent.
point, I think
To an
maybe
extent.
if you're a repeat offender and you're doing it to people, there should be a consequence. Just like if I did it to an adult, they'd take me to jail and I'd be whatever.
They're
You know,
obviously a
Creating
danger
a
to
whole
society.
generation
it's
of
like,
Yeah, where's
yeah. Where does
Lisa?
it start?
Let me get Lisa. Yeah, because if they call in a bomb threat, they're arrested for that.
Well, that's just like a lot of people are commenting that it wasn't the school's fault, that it's the parents' fault because it happened at home. But okay, well, what about no, but the Oxford thing happened at school, so that's not the parents' fault? No, the parents are definitely at fault.
It can be a lot of people's fault, but when you leave your kids in the school, you leave them in the care of those adults. That's the
To
thing.
to ensure us of their safety.
Yeah, exactly. What do
And
you
and
want
they
to be
do not.
done?
So my kids,
What do you
well,
think
first off,
could change?
my
What
children are
what
not going back to school in Lapeer counties until they can show me that they are safe.
Yeah. Pass the phone over next to you when you're done. Oh, there you are. I need to talk to you more. So you know, you look younger too, but you went to school. What needs to change now? Do the kids need to know, or the parents, there's consequences for this, or what needs to happen?
Absolutely. There needs to be consequences. There needs to be a policy. Like we were just saying, there needs to be, if it's a repeat thing, it needs to be harder consequences.
And then consequences on the parents if
right.
it's repeat.
And unfortunately, like if the post that I put in Lapeer County, whatever, and that went viral, some of the comments are so disgusting. And it's not just these two girls that are going through it at that same school and at the other middle school in Lapeer.
Hundreds of kids.
It's hundreds of kids and hundreds of parents that are complaining that nothing was done by Mr. Stevens. And I personally think that they need a new principal. And the superintendent has been working with Jeff and Lisa on doing different policies. And Tuesday from 4 to 6, we will be holding a meeting for the other parents to meet at the church
next to Zimmerman,
for the parents or students that want to be heard by the other journalists and just be heard about their opinion of what needs to change.
Put it in writing.
Okay.
And put it in writing.
Okay, I'll put that out there. Pass the phone up to the front. Oh, you're still there. Yeah, it sounds like something needs to change. We're not living in the same world we were 20 years ago. Things are different, it sounds like.
Oh yes, way different.
I mean, the social media makes it even worse. But do you agree with all the ladies? They need consequences because parents will do something or the kids will do if they know there's consequences for it.
I believe both parents and students need consequences. I also believe that there needs to be consequences on the school too. I mean, because if you look right down to it, it is negligence. Our children are not safe in school. And when we sign up to put our kids into public school, they guarantee their safety, which I work 17 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
There's not much time, to support my family. I got a big family, got nieces and nephews and sisters and, grandparents and stuff living with me. So, I work a lot and it hit me really hard, thinking because, I've always been there for those children and I couldn't be there. And I had no idea this was going on until Wednesday night when I figured out that Allie had taken pills.
Now I understand why many people are leaving public schools and trying to do anything else. It makes sense now.
Yes, it does.
It's sad.
Scary to their kids to school.
Your kids are scared
I
to
mean,
go to school.
I mean, like I said, I'm 47 years old. I'm a big guy myself. I never went through it, but I am scared for these babies, you know, having to deal with this because they should not have to.
They're literally
And they're
trying
scared to
die
talk
be
out.
heard.
So that's where I step in. And, you know, I know a lot of kids in the school district. A lot of them call me dad, you know, and I've been there for years for them. And, you know, I'm speaking out for them. And
Gotcha.
I will go as far as I have to.
Well, prayers to the girls, prayers to you. Keep me updated. And once again, Tuesday at where is that at? People can go if they're
It's at the church right next to Zemmer Junior High.
and that's
on
for
Oregon.
parents. If parents are going through this, or if they can come out and talk about it.
Yep, parents, students. I mean, even the faculty, the teachers. You know, because I'm sure some of them have stories that they could tell too.
Yeah, it would be
It's
a good
open
idea if the teachers, their principal even came there.
Right.
Yeah, they probably won't, but you know, I shouldn't assume anything. But it'd be nice if the principal did. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Please keep me updated, and I'm going to try to get this out to everyone so they realize, and it can maybe hit some parents, hit some kids, and realizes, like you said, words have actions.
Words have
Words
power.
have power. Yeah.
Words have power. Thank you so much.
Thank you.